I just talked to John Sununu, one of the top pit bulls for Governor Romney, and he called you a tired, grumpy old man. He said your ego was getting on the way. You were flying off the handle. You were yelling at the press. And I stopped him in the middle of the yelling at the press. I said, I yell at the press every day. I mean, I want somebody that's going to take on the press. And when, and he said, well, you're not running for president, Scott. You can't do that when you're running for president.
Oh, yes. If you haven't yelled at the New York Times reporter, you aren't worth your salt as a conservative. That's the way I look at it. And that's what I did last night. And the guy deserved it, and I'd do it again. This is the Romney, the nasty Romney hate machine that's out there. I mean, here's who you're talking about. Governor Sununu, the guy that gave us David Souter, the guy that convinced George Bush, 41, to raise taxes. That's who Governor Romney sends out and says that we should get out of the race. So a guy like that out of that mold should be president of the United States. Look, please keep sending John Sununu out there and remind everybody the kind of people that are supporting Mitt Romney, the same people that gave us lousy Supreme Court justices and raised taxes and cost us the 92 election in Bill Clinton.
And just so everyone hears this from you, you've made it clear all along, if Mitt Romney's the ultimate nominee, you support Mitt Romney.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Look, you hear me say this in every speech, Scott. This is the most important election of our lifetime. We have to defeat Barack Obama. We have to repeal Obamacare. We have to get this country back on sound, both fiscal, economic, as well as national security footing. And I'd vote for Ron Paul over Barack Obama. So that's not the issue. The issue is who can beat him. And who can effectively do the things that are necessary to get this country going again. And the reason I'm here, I'm actually in D.C. today, standing out front of the Supreme Court in a few minutes to protest, however you will, or stand with protesters, I should say, about this huge government takeover and how we have to stay within our Constitution. Here's the problem: Mitt Romney's not here. And the reason Mitt Romney's 3,000 miles away from here. Why? Because he can't talk about this issue because he was the godfather. He was the guy that put the blueprint together for Obamacare. He is for a mandated health care system. He advocated for a federal mandate for health care. That's the problem. That's why on these key issues of the day of energy, this is a guy, Governor Romney, for cap and trade, for higher gas prices. This is the problem with a Romney candidacy, and the reason that North Dakota and Minnesota and so many other states have decided that they want someone different.
And by the way, that was the difference you had with this reporter that was trying to twist your words into saying that Romney would be the worst Republican to face Obama, specifically on the issue before the Supreme Court today, not in general, not in right. I mean,
I just given a 20-minute talk on health care and concluded by saying, and compared him and Romney and everything and what they would do and what Romney Care did. I said that's what makes him, and I've said this a million times, uniquely disqualified. In this case, I said he was uniquely disqualified means he's the only one. I mean, a unique. But I said it differently. I said he'd be the worst of any Republican, which is the same as saying uniquely disqualified. And all of a sudden, they start saying, oh, Rick Santorum says he's the worst Republican in the country to run. And I got that question once, I got it again, and then this New York Times reporter tries to hammer me. I said, you guys just have to stop this. I mean, quit buying the Romney spin machine. There was the Romney's press secretary was in the back, feeding him the slide, saying, "Oh, see, this is Rick Santorum being angry. This is the pathetic state of the Romney campaign, that they can't go out and talk about the issues. They can't go out and paint a positive vision for our country. They can't go out and contrast themselves with Barack Obama. So they just have reporters, trying to parse and take out of context everything anybody says on the campaign trail. It's really a sad testament to where this campaign has degraded to.
Governor Sununu also said everyone of significance in the Republican Party now believes that the race is over, that Rick Santorum should step aside. And so everyone of significance obviously doesn't include a fair amount of voters like in Louisiana and 10 other states. What do you make of this sort of growing, Kevin McCarthy now and a number of the, Jeb Bush over the weekend, a lot of other folks saying, here's exactly what Kevin McCarthy said. After a long and grueling primary, it is clear that Mitt Romney is the best candidate to face President Obama and fix the mess of his one and only term. and to unite and work together to take back the White House. And evidently, he's going to be endorsing Governor Romney today. What do you make of the noise amongst the establishment getting a little louder?
It's the establishment. It's the folks here in Washington who have a 15% approval rating, who don't want to see any real changes, who continually, compromise and support policies that the vast majority of Republicans are scratching their head and saying, why do we elect these guys? And of course, they're going to line up behind Mitt Romney. I expect that. But that's not what the people of America want. They want real change here in Washington, D.C. They don't want someone who's going to be just a little better than Barack Obama. And he certainly will be better than Barack Obama. But the problem with that is he has to win the election first. And on the biggest issues of the day, on energy, gas prices, Mitt Romney was for cap and trade. Mitt Romney was, espoused man-made global warming and said higher gas prices are here to stay, and it's a good thing. I mean, these are the kinds of things that you will see in an election in the fall. I mean, you'll see every wedge issue that we have on the economy, every single one, on gas prices, on Obamacare, and on unemployment, and on economic growth. Mitt Romney was on the wrong side, and that's why it's important for us to nominate a conservative who can make Obama the issue in the race, not our nominee.
I have to tell you, though, when I heard Governor Sununu say everyone of significance in the Republican Party thinks this is over,
yeah,
I almost thought about
folks in flyover country don't matter.
I mean, I tell you, I took a step back. I thought, boy, that's almost an Etch-a-Sketch-like comment. You know what I mean? That, hey, here's how we do this. We just start all over and go fresh. I mean, everyone's significant.
Yeah,
Everybody's against Santorum except the people, right?
Yeah, that's how the Romney team looks at it. They go out and get all the money people, the billionaires, and the folks in Wall Street and the establishment in Washington. As Governor Sununu said, the people of significance, and the rest of the folks in America. Well, you can just you're going to have it. We're going to do it the way we want to do it, and whether you want a conservative or not doesn't matter. You're going to get Mitt Romney, and you know what? Louisiana, by almost 50% of the vote, said, "Hold on a minute." We actually want someone that can win the election, get a mandate to govern, have a positive and hopeful vision for this country, get everybody working in the energy sector, the manufacturing sector, not just cutting taxes for Wall Street, not just bailing out Wall Street as Governor Romney did, but real change. And that's why I'm hopeful the people of Wisconsin will send a very clear message in about a week's time that this race is far from over. Just one final comment. Mitt Romney didn't drop out of the race to the equivalent of the end of April in this race. In other words, the number of delegates that have been voted will not have been voted till the end of April in this election. And so, by the way, he didn't win as many states as I did. So I just share that with you that we're looking at a very, very skewed view of reality. He's got nothing left to argue except math, because he's not winning based upon the issues that he's not talking about.